Hey guys, I hope everybody's doing well, right? So, I mean, it's been a long time. I haven't posted in a minute. I just wanted to, this has been on my mind for a while. I had like two Mormons reach out to me. That was like sometimes like, was it, I believe last year. So, we got to talking and all of that. And I'm like, trying to get to know their religion better. However, like after studying Mormonism, right? I've come up with two main problems that Mormons do not see. Two big problems that Mormons themselves do not see, right? And I prayed about Mormonism as well. So there are so many things that the Lord actually, shared with me. I will be sharing that subsequently. But this is the first thing I wanted to share, like from the face value, right? The problems I had with Mormonism. And Mormons don't see this. Mormons don't like see this. Mormons, they are born in the religion. Their father is a Mormon, mom is a Mormon. Some of them came from Utah, like their neighbors are Mormons, their church Mormons, their teachers at school Mormons, like everyone around them, the same theology. So most of them are stepping out of they're stepping out of their comfort zone for the first time. They're stepping outside of that bubble for the first time. They're coming into your states like they don't understand why you're not Mormon to start with, right? But two main problems I have with Mormonism. Problem number one, the problem of Joseph Smith. Like when I met these Mormons, they told me they wanted to talk to me about Jesus Christ. Now I don't know if this is a ploy. I don't know if this is a game or a strategy. But they told me they want to talk to me about Jesus Christ, right? I don't know, is this slanted a little bit? It's probably, yeah, maybe the videos. My bad. Yeah, so I'm not sure if this is like a strategy they use, right? But like they told me they want to speak to me about Jesus Christ. But when we met, they spoke to me more about Joseph Smith, less about Jesus. And this is something they don't see. They don't see. Because they come to you, their aim is to teach you about Jesus, but they can't teach you about Jesus without teaching you about Joseph. And that's the problem they don't see. Like, I get the point. What you're going to tell me is Christians fell off, Christians made mistake, maybe there was maybe all the other churches were wrong. There were several times in the Bible, right, where the priests were wrong, where Israel had gone astray. God did not need to raise another cult. God did not need to raise another fold, another sheep, another religion from somewhere else to come lead the people. No. Every single time it will lead them by the scriptures. When Jesus was teaching, Jesus said, "It is written." Everyone refers to the scriptures. When Peter was going to preach in Acts chapter 2, in Acts chapter 2 verse 38, when the people cried out, "What must we do to be saved?" Peter was preaching the gospel. It is written. This is what the prophet spoke about, that in the last days he will pour his spirit upon all flesh. This is literally what the Bible is about. Everybody goes back to the texts. But when you come to teach Mormonism, you talk about Joseph Smith and you don't teach the Bible. I must accept Joseph Smith. I must accept the book of Mormon. I must accept the book of Abraham. Mormons don't see this as a problem because they grew up with those books. Now, for a Christian, this is like you're pushing Islam to me. Because for me to become Islam, by the way, believes in everything Christians believe. Islam believes in Abraham, Islam believes in Sarah, Islam believes in their version of everything because they believe the Bible is corrupted. They believe the Bible has been corrupted, right? So they believe everything we are teaching, but they believe that Muhammad came after Jesus and Muhammad is now the prophet we ought to follow. Right? Literally the same thing, like you're telling me, like, okay, fine, you believe everything the Bible teaches, but then there is Joseph Smith that I must believe. And that's where the issue really is. Like, Mormons don't see, like, you are bringing a new belief to Christians. It will be very easy if you came and you were like, oh, okay, XYZ is what the problem is. God doesn't like the fact that you got Trinity wrong. God doesn't like the fact that you got this wrong and this wrong and this wrong. And let me show you in the scriptures what is correct and XYZ, and just show you what is correct. And voila, that would have solved everything. But no, Mormonism talks about a new perspective and talks about Joseph Smith and dives into like all the things about Joseph Smith, and then I have to believe Joseph Smith, and I have to pray and receive a testimony, and that is a whole different religion by itself. Now, the second problem I have with Mormonism is the fact that Mormonism doesn't fix the problem of the church, right? Because Mormons claim there was an apostasy, meaning the early church fell off, meaning for some reason, let's pretend it happened, right? That the gate of hell prevailed or whatever happened, and for 800 years God didn't save the people. For 1800 years, for close to 2 millennia, God did not save the church. God didn't do nothing. The church was messed up. The Bible came from the fallen church. All of that. Let's pretend all of that is true, right? The problem I have is if all of that were true, and God establishes Mormonism, how come Mormonism makes the same mistake the early church made? Mormons had many false doctrines. The Adam is God doctrine, the Cain lives forever doctrine. Some of them believe John the Apostle is still alive. So many things that they just like believe that are like false doctrines. And there are so many false doctrines that they've come out to say, hey, we actually do not believe in this, because they don't believe in the Adam God doctrine anymore. They don't teach that anymore. They actually believe Brigham Young was wrong. But imagine if we as Christians come together to say Elijah was wrong. Imagine if we came together to say Isaiah was wrong. That would throw the whole Bible off a cliff. That would literally fling the Bible away. Because if Isaiah can be wrong, what's there to believe in the Bible? If God can reveal something through Isaiah and Isaiah got that wrong, then that's done. So for Christians, doctrine is immovable. There is that problem, like Mormons don't have the faith, or the early Mormons or whatever, they didn't have the faith in their own revelation, in the revelation that God had given them. When we look at biblical people like Daniel, right? It was customary for Israelites to pray 3 times a day. David was praying this way. So it's customary for them to do so. So what happened during the time of Daniel when Babylon had come and taking them captive and all of that? Daniel, there was a decree in their country and in the kingdom, right? I think that's more appropriate to use rather than country. And Daniel was not allowed to pray to his God, right? So Daniel actually followed the doctrine of the Lord. He opened the windows, made everybody know that, hey, I'm going to pray to my God. If you are going to kill me because of this, then so be it. He stuck to the principle that the Lord had revealed to him. The Mormon church, they receive a new revelation. When they had this issue with polygamy, and they had this issue with polygamy, right? And the states the United States was like, you can't practice polygamy. What did they do? They received another religion and they pushed away polygamy. What you should have rightfully done is keep on with polygamy until that's how Christianity propagated. They stopped Christians from preaching. They tried to stop Christians from preaching, but they won't stop preaching. Paul was jailed because of this. James was killed because of this. Peter was killed because of this. Guess what? They kept on preaching. If this is what the Lord has said, this is what we do. End of story. There's no new revelation. There's no new doctrine. No. This is what the Lord wants us to do. This is what we do. End of discussion. But the Mormon church often receives a new revelation. And that's what the issue is in this situation, where they received a new revelation for polygamy. And when it comes about like the issue with Adam God doctrine, and people start talking about that, then they receive a new revelation. And then they receive a new revelation. So at some point, you need to admit to yourself that there also had been a falling off, right? And when you say Christians, God, the Christian church became an abomination to the Lord because of our wrong theology and some of the evil things that some people did, right? And the way Mormons would dress this, they have changed it. They have changed it. Now they don't believe the whole church fell away. They believe some people did not fall away. Guess what? The vision God gave to Joseph Smith, what's written in print, says all of them are an abomination before me. That's why the Lord wanted him to create a new church, because he couldn't join any church, because all the churches were abominations. So you can't say there are some people that were good. No, we all were bad. And that's why God needed another church. So Mormons don't see these discrepancies. They don't see this problem. They don't, and some of them do see the problem, but they put it on the shelf. They have something called a shelf where they put like most, and this is one thing I've noticed, right? When you are speaking to Mormons, they have created like an imaginary shelf where they place all the things they don't believe. And when you speak to them, whatever you're telling them bounces off. They don't absorb it because they've been told they can't hold on to like something for them to research, something that they feel like is untrue. They don't hold on, they don't research it, they don't like dig into it. No, they create a shelf, they put the thing on the shelf, and they just let it stay on the shelf. So when you bring up facts to Mormons and you expect them to respond by actually checking the scriptures and going online and actually digging into what other things say, they don't do it. Most of the time they don't do it. Most of them don't do it, and they're encouraged not to do it. There are some of them that do read the CES letter and all of that kind of stuff, and I'm not even talking about the CES letter. They do read all of that kind of stuff. Some of them do, but the majority of them are told not to do it, not to try it, and all of that. So I just wanted to put this thing out there, and I hope like maybe like an ex-LDS member or a current LDS member or something to like actually like look into this and let me know what you actually think. So I'll catch up with y'all later, right? So peace out. You guys have a great time.